Welcome to Let's Talk Brock.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Let's Talk Brock podcast. My name is Emma, and today I am joined by Bassett, a fourth year Bachelor of Accounting student. Bassett is an international student from Pakistan who represents Pakistan as the International Student Ambassador and has been involved in many different opportunities around Brock. So he is here today to share his experiences. So thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much to you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So just to dive right into the questions, first I'm gonna ask you how your transition to Canada was, and specifically to Brock when you moved here.
I think great question. And honestly, I would say that initially the transition was a little difficult as you're coming from a different country to a different country and a new world. And as I entered the world that I had never experienced before, right? And however, as I dove into the Canadian culture and the university atmosphere, the more I loved being here and felt welcome. I felt like I've never been before, and it's a pleasure to say that these 4 years have been the most learning and enjoyable years of my life so far. And I proudly say that.
Yeah, that's so awesome to hear. I'm originally from Australia, so I'm somewhat familiar with that. I mean, pretty familiar with that moving country process, and it's definitely a lot coming from one place to the other, but I absolutely love Canada too, and it's a
Sure.
really great place to go to school too. To kind of keep on that school track. So what brought you to Canada to study specifically at Brock?
I think I chose Prague due to its diverse multicultural environment. And I was a business-minded person, so I wanted to choose one of the best programs that the business faculty offers, which was accounting. And I enrolled in myself in accounting as well. And apart from that, the Brock's diverse multicultural environment and its ability to be so welcoming to people and the
Right.
students specifically all around the world, as I did talk to some of the students before the enrollment, and like I took some feedback. I knew that is would be the best place for me to get to the next level by improving my communication skills, interpersonal skills, and other developments in my life as well. And I would say I also chose Brock because my brother went to Ryerson, which is Toronto Metropolitan now, and he used to mention the hustle bustle and the difficulties in living in downtown Toronto. But I didn't want it to go through all that hustle bustle and have some peace of mind to focus more on my studies and my career, which I think was a right thought and a right decision as well.
Right. Yeah, I always love being located in a not very downtown core. Like you'll find that the only foot traffic going nearby are typically students, faculty, staff, and the occasional community members. So it is a very nice, safe feel to the campus, as well as I really enjoyed that you mentioned that you got to talk to people before you came to the
Yeah.
school. Of course, it's such a big kind of different chapter that you're settling into. So I always found that us having messaging systems such as Unibuddy, which is a messenger app that you can connect with current students, I've been someone that would talk to prospective students, and it's nice that they can connect when they're from all around the world. I think it's a really great aspect that
Yeah,
you
that's
get
really
to,
helpful.
yeah, get a little bit of a feel before you make that little bit of a changing decision. Talking about kind of your experiences when it comes to Brock after you came, could you tell us a bit more about your role as the international ambassador of Pakistan?
So first off, I would say I love this role, and I think you would barely find these sort of programs, such as the program that we have at Prague as the International Ambassadors Program, in any other universities across the globe, I would say. And speaking about duties of this role, I think as an international ambassador, it's my duty to make international students feel welcomed and promote the Pakistani culture and way of life to other students and coming from different parts of the world and make the Badgers feel welcomed, assist them with getting used to the Canadian way of doing things, right? And top of that, we make sure that our fellow Badgers feel like home when they're away from home. And I think that's one of the best things you would find while studying as an international student at Prague.
Yeah, I think even the general feel, even if you're living 20 minutes away from home or 45, or if you're, living close by, like the home away from home feel kind of carries on from the moment you enter university to the moment you graduate for sure. So to kind of talk more about your rewarding experiences, what's the most rewarding or memorable experience that you've had just at Brock so far? So that can be anything at all.
Definitely, there are so many experiences that I have that are memorable. And I think the most memorable experience by far was that I got a chance to serve the Pakistani community by becoming the president of the Pakistani Students Association. And by bringing them events like home that they so yearn for when they enter Canada, right? And I think one of the most memorable moment while working on that position was organizing the Kawali Night last year, and it's been recurring, and it happened last year, and it happened this year as well. So it was a really amazing experience to be around your people, your community, and I think that is what the Brock is best about.
Right, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it happened recently, right?
Yes,
I think,
it
yeah, I
happened
remember
recently.
my coworkers and friends were so excited for it, and it looked like a awesome event. So it's nice to exactly what you said, just to reiterate that you have that feel of that you're kind of back home, which is so awesome.
Just definitely.
As you did mention, you did previously work as the president and events coordinator for the Pakistani Students Association. What was a highlight from that position? I know you kind of mentioned that creating those events and supporting that was awesome, but is there anything else?
I think the most important highlight was working around with my own community and like managing people, working with my friends, colleagues, workers, and when I was at the position of the event coordinator, I used to learn a lot of knowledge. It gave me a lot of skill development experiences. It gave me like a lot of communicate to build up my communication skills and my interpersonal skills. So I think all those events, all those meetings that were organized, how to get those agendas done, how to get those meetings done, how to, organize a group of people and then sort of give them the best experience possible. I think that was all of them were the most memorable highlights that I have had with those positions specifically.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear. To switch roles into the accounting program that you're taking at Brock, is there a highlight as well from the accounting program? So, kind of maybe how it set you up for the future, anything to do with like the events or maybe different classes that you've taken, just overall, what's something memorable from that accounting program so far?
Definitely, there are so many memorable highlights, and I would say accounting is one of the best programs offered at Brock. I would definitely second that. And my highlight so far in the program has been the connections that I've made and the relationships that I've been able to build with my professors and my fellow students who have helped me to be where I am today. And the program has helped me build friendships that are going to go to last a lifetime as well.
That's awesome. I know right in the beginning you mentioned that when you were looking for different programs at different schools, of course, the one from Goodman School of Business definitely attracted you. So it's great to know that it wasn't just a decision in the moment, that it's helped you throughout all 4 years. And again, I have a few friends that are in the accounting program, and I've heard nothing but good things. So it's awesome to know as well as there's different opportunities that you can get yourself involved with too.
That's true.
Absolutely. So finally, do you have any advice for students who are kind of considering moving to Canada to study at Brock?
I would say I have a lot of advices, but I will speak about some specifics regarding
Okay.
academics and extracurriculars. And my advice would be to take the leap of faith and come over here, see for yourself how amazing this place is, how amazing the community is, how amazing this university is. It's a beautiful country, and this country makes your life even better. And I think you get all the support you need at Brock specifically to excel and learn extremely valuable lessons that last a lifetime. And I would say, as a student and to excel in your career, you need to take the right decisions at the right time. So do keep Brock as one of your top options because I promise you, you will never regret it.
For
And
sure.
that's my advice. That's my most important advice to all of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know Brock was always one of my my number one option. So finally getting in, and I remember back in the day of my first step on campus, it was that different feel of like, okay, this is where I'm meant to be. So when you mentioned to definitely visit it, whether it's through a virtual tour online or somehow coming over here and visiting on campus itself, it's people understand exactly what I'm talking about the first time they come for that campus tour or fall preview day. So yeah, that is kind of it for the questions and discussion. So thank you so much for
No
taking a
problem.
chunk out of your evening, to coming to talk to me about all the variety of experiences you have, as an international student, as well as being in the accounting program. If there's any final things that you would like to say, feel free to. But other than that, thank you so much, Bassett, for joining me today on this episode of Let's Talk Brock.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I think um, this is, I think the only thing that I would say is that Brock has much more to offer than what I said only. It was just the specifics. And I would say this is one of the best universities, I would say. And the programs, the faculty, the people, the community around here is super good. And I would say, yeah, I think those are all the things that you need to consider as a student while coming to, while you're exploring your options and all that stuff. And I think this is one of the most wonderful experiences that one could have. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. And thank you everyone for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, you can contact us at brocku.ca/discover/contact.